Hello and welcome to your latest Skylines Sunday. So, in our very last episode, we did a lot of work over here. We made our national park, which also has a nice little village winding through the mountains, and cable cars that have people on them, and paths that have a lot of people on them too. So, yeah, this is a nice place to go to get away from it all. Very chill. We've done some industry, and we also laid out what could become our new capital over here. However, having said all that, what if we decide to work on a completely different part of the city today? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's fun to jump around and work on little different areas. So, what I'm thinking is we should be working up here to expand this area. We have to get back to our secondary downtown at some point, but for now, we're going to worry about what comes off of it. Now, if you look at the traffic map, you will see that the worst traffic in the city, apart from the inner ring where there aren't highways, is right here and along here. So basically, this section of the city's beltway is the busiest because this is the one part that doesn't have its load shared by another highway. I mean, not that this highway out here has like that much traffic on it, but it's still like doing some work. And everything is sort of, you see there's the ports over here, there's the highways out of the city here, and then you go over here, there's a highway out of the city here, and another port over here, and everything gets funneled together on this small stretch of road and on this stretch of road right here. So, when our city became independent, there was a this project was in progress, the process of building a second beltway. But after independence, that process was postponed so that other things might be worked on. But now the new independent government is picking this project back up because it realizes the need and it realizes the expansion. And also, I think this area is a prime area for industry because, well, number one, we already have some resources here. And number two, we are very close to the port. And, there's not... in an ideal world, this over here would have been saved for like some sort of beach community. But we've chosen the life of industry over the life of beachside resorts, I guess. So, yeah, this is going to be... I mean, we could still make this area up here something, I guess, but by and large, this will largely be industry. So we have this very silly, stubby little end of the highway over here, and we have some silliness going on here. My goal is, first of all, just to attach this to our road over here to give us a good start and to attach it to our system of ramps for the harbors. Now, thankfully, these harbors are not that busy, but I don't want to jinx myself by getting rid of a lot of these roads and then having this be turned into like an utter catastrophe, because that can easily happen. And so I had all these highway stubs because it was originally going to go off in this direction, go over here, and join the highway up here. But I decided with just the one highway to connect. However, I think this orbital highway can connect to these ramps. So this will be a way that we can get our city all connected to these port facilities. And I'm thinking we could make a large suspension bridge over here, and that could be like a gateway to the city. It could be a symbol of our city. It's like the first thing you see when you come through. I mean, these bridges, as neat as they are going to be nothing compared to what we make over here. And these little parks that were made to look out on this bridge, well, sorry to tell you, you're going to be upstaged by another bridge over here. But that's all right. There's plenty of spots for anyone, so we're going to get started on this highway and then maybe do some industry.
Shot! So take a look out of here, it doesn't fit you. Because it's happened doesn't mean you've been discarded. Pull up your head off the floor, come up screaming. Cry out for everything you ever might have wanted. I thought the pain and truth of things that really mattered, but you can't stay here with every single one that has shattered. I'm not expecting to grow flowers in a desert, but I can live and breathe and see the sun in winter time. In a big country, dreams stay with you like a lover's voice across the mountainside. Stay alive. In a big country, dreams stay with you like a lover's voice across the mountainside. Stay alive. In a big country, dreams stay with you like a lover's voice across the mountainside.
All right, look at our highway. I think it is quite cool, and the design philosophy of this highway is very different than the first segment over here, which this is like, it's low down, it's out of the way, you don't have to look at it, it's not prominent, but once you get over here, it's like, look at me, here I come, blasting my way through here, making my way downtown, and all that. I especially like this intersection here. Like, have you ever seen such a thing? Like, not only do you have this knot right here, but then you have all these roads that go to the harbors. Like, I feel like this almost looks like a tree. Like, this is the roots down here, and then the branches are up here. But the thing is, it works, it functions, and there is plenty of space for the traffic to increase. So, I'm very happy about this. So we have our nice big bridge, and we have it coming over here. Now, my plan is I'm eventually going to have it, it's going to come here, it's going to curve and go, cut across here, and then it's going to go through here, in the direction of this little wooba-dooble, and then it will slick back and make a complete circle. So that is the eventual goal for this this Bob Saget that we have going on here. But anyway, it's time to do other things in this area. Now, our industry, we have always had industry demand, and this is a great area for it. I mean, you see that we have, let's see here. We have, what's this called? Mining is ore. We have an ore district. We have Al Gore. Funny, you can't spell Al Gore. You can't spell Gore without, what am I saying? You can't spell ore without Al Gore. I don't know what I'm saying. But we're going to have Al Gore colonize the rest of the farming area, including over here. So Al Gore, unlike in 2000, is ascendant. We could have like a farm, a random farm over here maybe. I don't know. But anyway, thinking for a second. If we want to, we can have, and we do want to, we're going to have an ore district over here. Just like this. We'll have it go up here. Garnet district, I guess. Let's see. The ore is here. And I was thinking, like, this area up here is the closest that we have to a beachfront community. Like, it's not much, right? It really is not much. But it's something. And something is all that we have got at this point. So I think this up here is actually going to be like a small city, which is surrounded by industry, but it's like a little pocket. It's already somehow got really good connections. Like, this railroad goes to our new downtown over here. This railroad, believe it or not, this light green kind of railroad is one of the original lines that goes straight back to our original hub in Grove Park. So that's a very well-connected station right here. Plus we have this, I guess, mustard green or peach green or pea green line, which, where does it go? I'm curious now. Okay, it attaches to this hub over here in Pearl Hills. So no matter where you go, you have good connections in this area. And speaking of connections, I think I put this here to be obviously a rail connection that's going to take us over to here and then over into this side of the world, going that way, or maybe along the river, but probably that way. So we have that, plus we have the possibility for more monorail lines. Now, when I come down here, I see this line, and what my thought is, this monorail line can come over here, loop around, serve this area, come over to here, serve this, and then return to its original spot. So we're just going to put a bridge over here. This isn't a shipping channel or anything. It doesn't matter how high it is. Ow! Oh, I just hit my hand. Yeah, I'm leaving that in, by the way. Yeah, and we can have a station here, and then it will zip-a-doodle down to the prime rib over here, and it can be a good spot. So basically, everything over here. What will be the name of our prime beachfront location? What name will the old gods of city building give me? Holly Hills. It's not a hill. I like the alliteration. So we're going to call it Bobby Beach. Yeah, Bobby Beach. And what kind of a beach community will this be? Let's see. Sure, we'll let stoners hang out here. And let's see. The really cool houses with the green stuff on them. I don't know. We might be able to do that. Yeah, let's do that. I never use this. The industrial space planning. Maybe I should at some point. But also, we got to look at the commercial specialties, because this area, we can have leisure for nightlife, daytime relaxation, and tourism. And the thing is, like, you would think tourism would be the obvious choice, but I think this is more of a leisure district than a tourism district, right? I mean, we already had a tourism district way over on the other side, so yeah, let's go with that for Bobby Beach. A very well-connected spot. And also, this is very random. Why is that there? It was probably moved from somewhere else. But since we're going to have some form of station over here, we'll put it there. Yeah. Okay. Well, what we're going to do now is we are going to create all of this juiciness, and we will enjoy ourselves very much. And so, hit the music.
doesn't mean much. It doesn't mean anything at all. The life I've left behind me is a cold room across the last line. From where I can return, wherever step I took in faith betrayed me, and let you find my home. Sweet surrender is all that I have to give. Take me in, no questions asked. You strip away the ugliness that surrounds me. Are you an angel? Am I already that gone? I only hope that I won't disappoint you when I'm down here on my knees.
All right, happiness. I am very happy with how this turned out. The nice little village of Bobby Beach, which has about 2,500 people in it. Plus, we have our industrial zone over here. It's pretty good. And what I am thinking is that we continue this good fortune by building over here. Now, this area you would think would be like the prime spot for some sort of tourism or something, but you know what? It exists as a shipping area. We've already discussed this. It is a shipping port, and it is a transit hub and a commercial industrial kind of place. So I think this is just going to be more industry now. It doesn't mean that we can't have some stuff going on here that's not industry, but we have to have industrial demand offloaded somewhere. And I think most of this is just going to be like generic industry too, because we only have some areas that are other things. Oh, we could have some sort of park here. I don't know. But then again, all this, like our water supply is being pumped out through here, or pumped in through here, I should say. So we've got to be careful about that stuff, you know. We got to make sure that everyone is living their best life over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to happily just make this a district, and it will be a plain old Plano district, apart from the tree area. So let's see what that will give this. Magnolia Park. Or Magnolia. Is Magnolia even a word? I don't think so. But then we have our tree land. Oak Heights. Wow, that's actually a tree name. So this is Magnolia Island, or Mangolia, if you prefer. So what we're going to do, we're going to zone this up. I think we're going to mainly do industrial. Now, this railroad, this will go under the world here. It's going to be pretty good. Now, one thing I did want to do is we don't have a means of our people coming in by harbor, though, like passenger harbor. So this is the area, this is the spot to do it, right? I'm thinking up here or over here somewhere. We could do it over here, but I'm thinking, yeah, like that. So basically we need to have the what's it called? This fellow, which may be referred to as the monorail. We need to have him come up here and take care of these fine French people. So that is what we're going to do. We are going to develop this as a area for fun and joy for the whole family, and yeah, hit the music.
It doesn't matter what I say, as long as I see within flesh that makes you feel like some inner truth of that's reflection. But I've said nothing so far. It's your resolve that breaks, because the hope brings you back. I ain't telling you no lie. The hope brings you back. Oh, that you can rely. Very soon. What you're doing to me, this MTV is not for free. It's OPC is killing me, so desperately I'll sing the other love. Sure, but I'm so raging, hating, pain, and fear itself, and I can't keep these feelings on the shelf. I've tried, well, no doubt I lied. Could be financial suicide, but I got too much pride inside to hide or slide. I'll do as I'll decide and let it ride until I die, and only then shall I abide this lie to catch little tunes of hit 3-minute ditties. I wanna bust all your balloons, I wanna burn all of your cities to the ground.
Well, there we go. We've got everything zoned in, and it will start to develop at its own pace, and that's pretty cool. Now, since we have so much industrial already built, we are going to be switching back to focusing on residential, because, well, industry needs people. And we don't necessarily have to have them right by there, which is why I'm thinking it might be time to go back to our new downtown. Yes, I think it is. Now, we have some ideas when it comes to this. What I'm thinking is, I still want to make this mostly commercial, but I can have residential trailing off. And I kind of wanted to have all of this be some sort of residential suburb that is like pretty dense but then slowly sputters out into less dense with maybe a little forestry industry here. But still, I think we can make some subway lines coming out here. Now, I made this subway station for a reason, and the reason was to connect to this line that's going to be going out here. Now, I'm thinking maybe a line that actually breaks into two lines would be a thing to do. So, what I'm thinking is, let's see. Yeah, there's always going to be a little bit of silliness when it comes to slopes here. Very particular, it seems. Have to be very careful, but I think that's okay. Oh, and over here, I don't know. We might have. Oh no, it's very simple actually. Look at that. All right, so I want this to go under. Yeah, very good. So here is my proposal. We're going to have one subway line branch off this way. Okay. And the other subway line, which will have stations over here, is going to join in like this. Ooh. Yes, we have kind of been neglecting the slope situation over here. Thankfully, this is deep enough we can just go over it, and there. Alright. So, what we're going to do is start building residential out in this area, and have a really nice, you could say suburban type area.
When my life has passed me by, I'll lay
All right, so we've been doing quite a lot. Yeah, we have a lot of growth down here, and also the industry is fully coming in over here. Now, the thing is, this was such a pain in the ass, traffic-wise. I had to do so much to get it to work, but the traffic is finally flowing freely, which is nothing short of a miracle. I mean, I make it look easy, don't I? Look at all this. But, okay, there's some BS over here, but on the highways, it seems that things are trucking along pretty nicely, and the reason they are is because I had to go and lane select the entirety of this stretch of highway from here all the way to here. So, yeah, when you see people going this way on these 3 lanes, remember that they are going 3 different places. The outer lane goes to this highway here, the middle lane goes to this highway here, and the inner lane takes care of all of the local exits on the way. And that is just what is going on here. And also, you know this game. Everyone has a tendency to just hang out in the left turn lane. So sometimes all you have to do is something like that. And that should fix at least part of the problem. So, yeah, you're seeing, whoopsie. You're seeing just a small example of the kind of stuff I've had to do. So you're going to go there. And you have to be consistent on it, because if you leave just one spot where they can defy your rules, they will go haywire. Just like any lane they want, they will just, even if it means crossing the entire road at like a right angle, they will do it, because that is how much contempt they have for any attempt that you have to regulate their behavior. They will just laugh in your stinking face. They will find it funny. I will find it funny. And the entire world will laugh for joy. So, yeah. This is how you lane select. Now, once again, I am asking you for your financial support. No, I'm asking you to stay in your lane, and yes, I do mean that quite literally in this case. Okay. I think that should clear things up, at least over a while. This is not ideal. Now, do you want to get cheeky? This wasn't my planned idea for this segment, by the way, but sometimes the game forces us to do things like, I was like, oh, look, traffic is great, and then just like, womp womp, oops, nope, traffic is still bad. You can have as many chili dogs as you want, but it will not deny the truth of your silliness, I suppose. But here we go, everybody. We are finally figuring this crap out. What we're going to do is, yeah, keeping the left turn traffic segregated from everyone else is good. And, yeah, there we go. Yeah, they're still trying to figure this crap out because they're very silly. But, yeah, there we go. And as realistic as it is to have traffic lights, sometimes, boop, just turn them off. Just turn them off. Also, this here, I can see this being a problem. Just, you don't want to build intersections close like this. Like, all the traffic problems in this little zone are self-inflicted. And what I'm doing is not the real solution, but it is a cheeky little solution that the entire world can enjoy. Like, I want to give the world the Coke. I want to give the world a cheeky little Solution for crap. Alright. So... You know, maybe what we're going to do instead is say, nope, you can't use this to get over here at all anymore. So, in fact, you know what? Let's just do this. Yeah. More options are usually good, but there are certain contexts in which more options are actually bad. So yeah, there you go. You can't no longer do that. And look how smooth everything suddenly is flowing. Sometimes it really is that easy. So, yeah, very, very cool on us. Now, what was I originally going to do? Well, we still have massive amounts of traffic going through here. And, oh yeah, this little pair of traffic lights I had to time in order to get things moving smoothly. But yeah, this brings me on to my next big point, which is that this is a huge bottleneck, and it is an area that can be alleviated if only we... I thought I saw a water symbol somewhere. There. Okay, but this will be alleviated if only I had a bypass around. So, I think it is finally time for us to start working on this other route. But I also would be remiss if I didn't mention that we have some high demand. Like, for the first time in a long time, we have high commercial demand, and we have high residential demand, and industrial demand is always there. So we have a lot going on, and it's kind of funny. I seek to make this like not mostly residential, but it's like 3/4 residential. So we're going to be fitting in some commercial where we can, and I think we're going to be putting some commercial over here too. I don't think we have the need for any more special buildings in this area, which is what I was largely holding it for. We can put in some sort of park, I think. But now what we are going to do you want to see this in real time? I think you do. But we're finally going to make a huge... what's it called? A huge addition, you could say, to our industrial... Ooh, no, that's fine. That's fine. Alright, and... Nah, we'll keep it like this. And are you ready for the commercial zone of the ages? Now, we are going to block this off. And now that we've done that, all of this, all of it, will be commercial. Of course, double checking to make sure everything is in place. You never know who's looking on. Alright, throw this little garden in here. And now comes the zoning. Kaboom! Party in the USA. Okay, there we go. And that is probably the biggest block of commercial zones I've zoned in a single spot for quite some time. I'm a little concerned about this right here, but I don't think much... Commercial doesn't generate that much traffic, so I think it should be fine. We'll fix it if it does become a problem. But, yeah, things are going to be growing quickly now. And in terms of residential, I mean, we have reached the bounds of our suburb, I guess you can call it, over here. So what we're going to do is we are going to very peacefully add to it. Sometimes I don't know what I was thinking with some of these roads, but it doesn't matter. What I'm doing now is satiating demand. We are just double checking. We'll put an elementary school here. We'll put a high school over here. We'll throw down another park. You can't have too many parks. And, yeah, we will just fill in this area right here with high-density residential. It will become low-density over time as we expand outwards, but the most furthest in areas here are going to retain their high-densityness. Yeah, I do think I want a road up the hill. So we are going to do it. And yeah, and we'll have a little bit of a connector vector going up here. We mean too steep. I feel like we're building like a San Andreas city right here. Yeah, I just can't believe that that's too steep. Well, we can do that. There we go. I like that stuff. There's a whole lot of personality to what we just did. Rad. Okay. So now we have a hill climbing road. Let's see, can we go over this? We can, but we're going to have to do something about this. There we go. Very cute. Okay. So that is how we saturate our demand in real time. Satiate our demand in real time. My goodness. So I hope that was enjoyable to you. Because the next thing we're going to do is we are going to connectify this highway over here. Now, I do have reservations about this area because, like, this is like the one break where we get some sort of natural stuff. So what I am proposing is we lower the terrain maybe a little bit more. And we're going to make a tunnel, all right? We're going to make a tunnel from here all the way over to here. Oh. So the way you do that is you click here. Click next to it. And likewise, we're going to go over here. It's going to be facing this direction, so we're going to go like this. And there we go. Tunnel is marked out. We can just bend our highway. And there we go. That way keeps that area open and fun and natural. Very good for a large park or something that can go there. And don't worry, we'll make the slopes a little bit less stupid as time goes on. So now sit back and enjoy as we make this highway.
It's summertime and the wind is blowing outside, and though it's Chelsea and I don't know what I'm doing in the city, the sun is always in my eyes. It crashes through the windows and I'm sleeping on the couch. When I came to visit you, that's when I knew that I could never have you. I knew that before you did. Still I'm the one who's stupid. And there's this burning like there's always been. I've never been so alone, and I've never been so alive. Visions of you on a motorcycle drive by, the cigarette ash flies in your eyes and you don't mind. You smile and say the world it doesn't fit with you. I don't believe you, you're so serene, careening through the universe, your axis on until you're guiltless and free. I hope you take a piece of me with you. And there's things I would like to do that you don't believe in. I would like to build something, but you never see it happen. And there's this burning like there's always been. I've never been so alone, and I've never been so alive. And there's this burning, there is this burning, that's all I wanna know. New York City's evil, the surface is everything, but I could never do that. Someone would see through that. And this is the last time we'll be friends again. And I'll get over you. You wonder who I am. And there's this burning, just like it's always been. I've never been so alone, and I've never been so alive.
Well, we have completed our second circular beltway, and as you can see, there is already traffic on it. Most of it is, or at least a good portion of it is using this exit here, because it's the only exit I've made other than this one here, which doesn't seem to be getting used yet. But when I make a few more over here, it will definitely, I do believe the amount of use will go up. And, of course, once this area is grown, there will be much more still. And to flip over here and check on what we were making before, well, we already looked at that, but remember all that commercial that we put down? Well, here it is. A lot of it's already fully upgraded. In fact, I think all of it is. It's kind of funny, like, you would think that the commercial would be the highest density, but actually, oh, those are offices. But yeah, residential is actually taller than commercial. Kind of funny how that happens. And no, we can't change commercial type to make it taller. It would be actually less tall if we did that. But we now have a downtown that is only 2/3 residential instead of like 3/4. So, whatevs. It looks good, and it's going to slowly sputter out into low density over here. But anyway, we still have very high demand. But we are reaching what I think will be the end of the episode. Now, I am doing this kind of YOLO style. I have no idea how much I've recorded, and once I cut it up, I'm not sure how long it's going to be. So we might end up with a very long episode, or a short episode, but I don't think so. I think it's probably going to be long. But that's alright. Long episodes are fine. You don't mind, I assume. If you're hearing this anyway, it means you've sat to the end of it. So, next time, I don't want to promise what we'll do, but I think there's a good chance that we will actually start working on our capital. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.